got another question. How can we motivate ourselves to regularly learn programming language? Okay, awesome. So I like this question. So I think the question here is you don't need to think about computer language. When it comes to motivation, you have to think about what you want to achieve, what you want to, you know, get to in your life. Why are you there to learn that programming language? It's not about programming language. You are trying to get something else. Programming language is just the mean. So if you don't get that, would you be okay? Let's say if you're trying to get a job in a good company, if you don't get that, will that be fine? If that's not fine, then there is no reason not to learn not only programming language, whatever comes between you and that job, right? And so yeah, you have to find your motivation, point. What is that thing that you are trying to achieve? Okay, next question from Hitesh is the procedure for masters in US. So in US, you can do either, like, if you want to do masters in engineering, you have to go through GRE. GRE is the exam. So they have to, basically you have to appear for that, and based on that score. Plus, you also need some recommendations from your professors, or anyone else that you have worked with. Um, Based on that, basically, you apply to several universities, and if your application gets picked up based on the score, you'll get a call from them. There could be an interview. It varies university to university. And similarly, on business side, you have to go through GMAT. Okay, what else?
Any other question from the students?
Okay. So next question is from Shrikant. I think this is just about practicing. First, you need to understand the fundamentals of the programming language, and some of the websites that I have shared, or maybe just for this question, go for hackerrank.com. They have a pretty nice way. Hackerrank.com. So they have different levels. You can start with the beginner level, and then you can progress to other higher levels based on how soon how accurately you are able to solve the problems. So once you learn the concepts, then you can practice over there. Okay, next question is from Anurag. Okay, yeah, this is the question that I was talking about. So it's a pretty common question. Again, here I would say there's no definite timeline. It depends upon the person and the opportunity. Right? I have seen people from wide variety. People getting to US within a year, and also people not getting to US even within 10 years. Right? So it all depends upon your performance and how well you do. And there's a bit of opportunity as well. Like, let's say you are doing all great, but if there is no opportunity open in US, probably it may take longer. However, most of the time in such companies, there is always some requirements, right? And not only in the US, some other parts, like Amazon is a global company. Similarly, other companies are global. So most of the time they have opportunity. So I think it all depends upon your performance over there. And communication is must. Just to reiterate, right? For anything you do in tech industry, communication is the first thing. Okay, next question is from Ritesh. How with a huge traffic Amazon load in a second? Okay, so it's a great question, but I think it will it may take an hour if I try to explain all the things that happen. Not even an hour, I think it's sufficient. If I try to get into that and start explaining all the things that we have in the back end. Um, from the high level, I would say, take a look at AWS. It's an awesome platform, and we use AWS technologies internally as well. Um, so there are so many things that we do to make that happen. Or one second thing, um, I can kind of give you a hint in general. Um, there's a service in AWS called CloudFront. It's a CDN, content delivery network. And not only Amazon.com, but other websites as well. They use one way or other to use CDNs. And the CDNs make these things happen because CDN distribute the content to edge locations. What I mean by edge locations, they have servers all over the world. So content get pushed to say Bombay or Delhi or Singapore or some other area. And when we see that the request is coming from that region, we try to serve the content from there. Yeah. So again, I said like um, AWS or some other cloud, anyone can use, but it does not come out of the box. It depends what services you are using and how are you using those services, right? I can use the same services, but if I'm not configuring them properly, or if I'm not using them in optimized way, you may not get that kind of output. So that's very important.
Excuse me, sir. I have one question.
Yep.
Sir, my question is if someone want to their masters in IT sectors, but till now he has no background. Suppose that if anyone have civil engineering till now and he want to MBA in IT, should he go or not?
I think it depends what person wants to achieve. If the person has interest in IT field, I think then there's nothing that should
Yes, sir.
prevent the person, right? I have seen, very, kind of surprising, not surprising, I would say it's kind of quite common here, but definitely it's kind of an amazing way how people do in US. I have seen people coming from music background. They did graduation in music, but they landed in IT industry and they were awesome in IT. They were awesome. They created like a whole infrastructure, whole architecture of big companies. Why? There's a one thing called intentional learning. So if the person who might have studied, civil engineering in school, um, yeah, school, I mean college, we call school here, college. But if the person really interested in IT, then the person might have already learned few programming languages, might have learned some technologies, and then you just go and just try to achieve your dream.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Cool. There's one more from Amit. Competitive programming is essential for getting to that company. DSA. Uh, I don't know because, as I said, I'm not that much familiar with the hiring environment in India. I heard that there are some competitive programming websites where people go and they kind of get some rank, and some of the companies use. I think it just depends upon the company that you are trying for. If they use that method, then probably you'll have to go for that competitive programming thing. If there are companies that directly interview candidates, then it would be more like what you show in that interview. At end of the day, if you know your programming language and you think that you're a superstar, you should not worry because you will get good rank in any competitive programming as well as in any interview. That's why I'm saying get at least one language. Companies in the beginning, like in the entry level interviews, they do not expect from candidates that they know 4 languages. They want to see that you know one language, at least one language inside out. So anything you pick, but you should know it fully.
I think we are running out of time now for the meeting. So if you have any more questions, sir will be sending a link where you can ask your queries.
Yeah, let me share my LinkedIn URL here. You can connect me over there. You can ask the questions. Just to take the last question, I think that's from Anurag, then we can probably wrap up.
Okay,
So Anurag is asking, do all US big tech companies jobs are in Silicon Valley? Oh, they are throughout US. So I spent 7 years in New York, then 4 years in Seattle. It's like east to west. And then now I'm in the center. So I created a triangle. So jobs are everywhere. Okay, cool. So my handle on LinkedIn is this. So if you just add this at end of the linkedin.com in and this, you will see my profile. Or you can search for Yadu Singh Amazon, probably you'll find it. Okay, cool. I think it's time to wrap it up. Just to say a few words, I enjoyed speaking with you folks. You folks had really awesome questions. Keep it up. If you have any doubt, any question, feel free to ping me on LinkedIn. I may not be able to reply you right away, but as soon as I get a chance, I'll reply you.
thank you, sir. It is my pleasure to extend a vote of thanks. On behalf of KCC-ITM, I extend our gratitude to Mr. Yadu Singh for gracing the occasion and sharing his opinions today. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us a new path and has given an insight into the software industry. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Bye.